Welcome guys, this is the second video for the tutorial series. So here, as I told you in the first one, that I'm gonna be telling you about scales, simple things about scales. So basically, before we come to scales, let me tell you about the octaves, what we have, and the middle C. Well, in this instrument, you can see that there are 5 octaves. How are you gonna count an octave? Well, so you can take these 5 black notes. Well, you can say these, and take these 2 white notes as 1 octave. So you can say 1, and then 2, then 3, 4, and 5 octaves. In this instrument we have total of 61 keys right here. Basically this thing is like a variable. Basically some keyboards you're gonna have 72 or 73, I'm not sure, and maybe 88 as well is available for the biggest one. Basically it's like something they try to create a replica of a piano kind of stuff. So basically these keys are basically non-weighted keys. They are simple keys you can play, but the ones that you have in 88 key versions, they have weighted and they try to replicate as much as they can a piano. So here in this, basically, but you have something called touch. Basically, in some lower models, we go for the really cheaper ones. You don't have this touch. Now, what is this touch? Basically, when you switch off this touch from here, you press these notes lightly or gently or harder. It's gonna sound the same. Like in both the case, it was like sounding similar, right? But when you press on the touch button and now you go with it, it will try to replicate a real piano. But like if you gonna hit it softer, the play softer, when it's harder, it sound louder. That's what is all about touch and everything. So now basically, since you know about the octaves, you have 5 octaves, you have to find the position of the middle C. So well, for these 5 octave system, your middle C is basically this one, 2 octaves here and 3 octaves here. Okay, so this is your middle C. Can you see this? This is the middle C. Basically, why it's important to find a middle C in an instrument, because in most common cases, not all, in some common cases, music is full of exceptions basically, but here you prefer playing the right hand towards the right of the middle C and with your left hand towards the left of the middle C, generally, not always. So basically, if you know the middle C position, it's 2 octave from here or 3 octave from towards the right. So that's all about octave stuff. Now let's begin with the scales. Now, what is a scale, right? So see, before coming to scale, I tell you what we call these notes. Basically, see, this note here is basically called C note. This is C and I told middle C. Then the one that comes next is called a D note. Then this one that comes next to D is called an E note. And then this comes next to called an F. And finally we got a G here. Then we got an A and we got a B right here. And then again it's back to a higher C, you can say, in the next octave. So basically these notes are called like that. Now what are these black notes? Well, before I come to that, I'll tell you how we move on this. See, when I say we move one whole note forward, when I say whole note, means you move 2 notes. Like basically you're on a C, and I say move whole note, you're gonna move to come to D. This is one whole note you move forward. Similarly, I say move one more whole note, you're gonna come from D, you're gonna come to E, right? But basically, if I say from just move a half note, right? So you're gonna be like from C, you're gonna come to this black note. This is called C sharp. So basically, if I'm playing, say for example, if I'm playing a note B right here, and I say move half step forward, it will be D sharp, basically. And if I say move half step behind, it will be D flat. But at the same time, it's a sharp for C. Basically, all of these is basically related. If I move from here, it's a sharp for C. If I move from here to here, it will be a flat for D, something like that. So similarly for C, if I play here, then if I move back, it will be a B note, right? But this is a flat for C or B note. So basically, we generally don't call it a flat; we call it B only. But basically, according to the rule, it is a flat. So that's all of moving, sharp, etc. Now let's come to the most common scales that we have. The first one is the C scale, which is very simple. All these white notes till here is your C scale. If you go from here, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, and back to C. So this is a simple C scale, most commonly used, and we like first thing we learn in music is C scale. Now similarly, if you have other scales like from D, if I move, I have a D scale like this. Similarly, if I go for a G scale, it will be over it. Oh, I'll do some little bit. I'm goofing up, right? So basically, you see that in G scale we have this single note right here. So the 1 sharp is used, and in basically D we have 2 sharps being used, or flat, whatever you call it, right? So now, like for every note here, we have a scale for B, for A, something like that. So it's very difficult to remember that way, right? But there's a technique you can understand it. They call it building the scale, right? How you build a scale, that's the important thing. So to remember these scales, what you can do, like if I start with C, let's start with the C scale. If I press C right here, I'll tell you, okay, move a whole note. You're gonna move to D. Then again tell you move a whole note. You're gonna move to basically E. Then I will say move basically one more half note after that. You're gonna move to F. Then I'll say after D, you are basically till here you have moved 2 whole notes from C, you come to D, then you from D to you come to E, and here you move only half note, you come to F. Now I can say move whole note again and move to G. And I'll say again move one more whole note. So it's gonna come to A, and finally it's gonna come to B right here. So after moving 3 more whole notes, I'll say okay, now just move a half note, and you're gonna come to C. So basically what we did was we moved 2 whole notes, then a half note, then you can say simply 2 plus 1, 3 whole notes, simply to remember, and then again a half note. That's how you build a scale, as simple as that. So let's try it with basically an A. We have not tried A. So let's start with A note here, right? I'll say, okay, move 1 whole note. Then I can say, okay, again move 1 whole note. Now see here, whole note means this note right here, because we are moving 2 notes, right? So this is a part of A scale. Then I'll say, okay, you have moved 2 times a whole note, move a half note. Then I'll come to G. Then I'll say, okay, move whole note again 3 times. So it will be going like here, then a whole note, you're gonna move here, then a whole note, you're gonna move here. That's it. Then we move a half note and we reach the A. So the scale was very simply something like that. So like this, you can build all the different scales from every note, and the best way I would say is to like build every note, every scale using this technique, and then practice them so that you can basically it's like you don't have to remember or do this every time. Basically if I have to play a C scale, it's something like that, right? It was very fast. So basically make sure that you're using the fingers which are most comfortable to you, because if you use some awkward, like if I'm doing like well, this was the right one, but if I say something rubbish I'm doing like so I'm not doing. So when I'm going very fast, then I will like gonna be, oh man, what's happening? So basically it's preferred that you use some standard fingers, or basically you you are finding it easy to do. It's like, well, these are the standard ones, but you can like whatever is comfortable. I don't prefer any standard or something. It's whatever is basically you're finding simple. Just do that. Well, that's all about some simple scales. In later videos, I'll like cover some advanced scales as well. I'll tell you about the minors of these. Let me tell you, all the scales that we did right now, the C scale or the D scale, these are the major scales. We also have the minor scales as well of these, all of these. So I'm gonna cover that in the later on videos. So basically, for this video, like that's all, and see you in the next videos. Till then.